say my email live on the air right now? Or no?
Well, I don't know. There's a lot of stalkerish kind of people, right?
Bring them on.
You're good. Go right ahead.
All right. My email is Barnard, BARNARD, TV @gmail.com. So email me there if you would love to work on any projects or you have a skill set that you could bring and want to get some experience, and let's all work together.
Yeah. Another good resource is if you're on Facebook, you can hit up Southern Ohio Filmmakers Association, the SOFA, and there's also Mid Ohio Filmmakers Association, which MOFA. I guess I can say that on the air.
Don't say that 3 times fast.
I've been on a few sofas out in LA. Yeah. Like, really? I got to do this? I got to do this to get cast?
Man, that's rough. That's rough. So that's why you started doing comedy.
Right. Right.
It was easier to stand up.
No. Yeah.
That's terrible.
Walking was tough.
But hey, at least you got the part. That's well, no,
Sometimes,
you said 1 out of 30.
I know.
Man.
Sometimes I'm like, really? I did all that? I didn't even get it.
That's terrible when that happens.
It is. You're like, I thought I knew what I was doing. Maybe not.
Just call it practice. It wasn't so much casting as practice.
Right.
Someday you'll get that big gig and you'll know what you're doing with it. Oh my God.
Did you make strong choices during the audition? Did you make strong choices?
I tried. I like making strong choices. Yeah.
Well, you got to. You got to know who you are and what you're doing.
Yeah.
And that's be confident. Be confident when you walk into audition and just cast yourself. Just to heck with them,
Right.
Just I always got the part. Maybe I don't want you as a director. But
right. Right. No, I always say go big, because if you go big, they can see they can pull you back in.
Yeah, it's easier to dial it down. And yeah, I got that.
If you seem shy or nervous, out of the gate, and you're not willing to really let loose, then they can be afraid that they'll never be able to pull more from you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you got to be able to let go of who you are in order to be somebody else.
Right.
And that's hard to do. Well, one thing as far as transitioning from theater to film is a lot of times you are acting too big, I guess would be because you're making bigger movements that would project on a theater rather than in the more subtle things you do in film.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that there is a little bit of difference in the acting. Now, sometimes I've enjoyed more working with people with a theater background, just because they seem to think quick on their feet.
Right.
And they just I don't know. I guess they don't seem to. They don't. If they're nervous, they've trained themselves to hide it very, very well, and they just seem very, very centered. Oftentimes, very present in the moment. And I mean, sometimes you get that out of the non-theater trained people too. But I don't know. Sometimes my favorite actors, though, for some reason, have had that theater background. So
yeah,
I say try it all.
Yeah,
see what you like, what you don't like.
Yeah, I think what I always liked about theater better is it's kind of like comedy. It's an instant reaction. Whereas with the film, you're acting, it's recorded, it gets edited, there's 50 million people have their hands on it, and 8, 10, 20 months later, you actually see a finished product that you know whether or not you did worth a crap. But
right.
Now, sometimes depending on the genre, and even if it's a genre of comedy, they might want you to be a little bit more overacting a little bit.
Well, yeah, if it's a spoof, you're going to want to, It's all kinds of different facets.
Right. I think the other funny thing about comedy is sometimes it's actually the straight guy, the guy who has to act
the non-funny.
Then you think, I don't get to be wacky, I don't get to be funny, but sometimes you're straight.
Well, yeah, it's the reactions of the non-comic character that a lot of times make it that much funnier. Yeah. Well, that's why Laurel and Hardy and all those back. You know who any of those people are?
I do.
Okay.
Right.
Some of them.
Some of them, yeah.
I mean, not personally.
Oh, okay. That's.
If you have a scene with,
I was going to see if you can get them on the show. That'd be fantastic. We could have a seance here.
Lucille, are you here?
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes if you have a scene,
blow on the back of Matthew's neck if you're here.
Yep.
Oh, she just popped my bubble.
Yep. Uh-oh. I hate it when your bubble bursts.
Oh.
All right. Should we hit a few news stories just to see what's going on?
Oh, I was going to say one more.
Okay.
I was going to say one more thing. In terms of Unwritten, which is definitely a podcast drama that you want to watch. I was in season 1. I had like 2 lines.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I was in season 2.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, I'm coming out. I think I don't get out there till like the 3rd episode, but
yeah,
I have my character is kind of the his reactions are kind of the comedic part of it because he's my character in Unwritten. He's he's a very moody manager at like it's big box store, and he's a very unusual personality, and he's just not very happy to be where he is, and it was typecasting, I think, as well.
Right.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I sense an unhappiness in your voice.
It's all this chuckling. It just masks the crying little boy inside of me.
I had the crazy idea to try out for season 1. And some of it might have, who knows, maybe I didn't get in part because of my schedule with working second shift, and I think I don't know, maybe that was part of it, or maybe I was really, really bad.
Yes, I think season 1 they didn't record on the weekends because they were actually in the studio. I wasn't part of season 1, but season 2 was most of their recording was done on weekends, and I still I had a busy month trying to keep up with everything that was going on with that filming, and had a couple other film project or that recording, not filming, but I had a couple other film projects and stuff going on. So
right, I will say that Chris and Megan Burnside really knew what they were doing.
Oh yeah,
and I arrived. I didn't have to wait like 6 hours for my lines to be read. They were on it, and it was really easy. So
yeah, the whole
season
group
3, Megan, call me.
The whole group was great to work with.
Yeah, they're awesome.
I had a lot of fun with them, and definitely a good show. Get out there and listen to season 2. Catch up on season 1, and then
exactly, yeah,
then move on. Yeah, that was it. I didn't even know you were in season 1 of the show. So.
I know. I would have. I thought about season 2, but I was going to be on vacation, and I worked for 2 weeks for the tennis tournament in Mason, so I didn't have the time at the time, which is a bummer.
They brought a bunch more. They brought a handful more writers on for season 2, and it's a longer episode. Plus, I believe they're doing a special episode. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to talk about or not, which I didn't get to be a part of that episode, but which is fine because but yeah, definitely going to be a lot of fun. Episode 1 just released yesterday.
Awesome.
So I think they're coming out on Tuesdays. So. All right. Well, let's head on to some news.
All right.
Okay. A barber in Chinese city of Qingdao does some hair-raising things to his customers, like shave their eyeballs. Zhang Goa is one of a few barbers still practicing the age-old art of eyeball shaving. Yeah, you heard that right. The 62-year-old actually puts a sharp razor right on the eyeballs of his patron and scrapes off any dirt and residue that might be there. As terrifying as that sounds, the man claims that in 40 years of eyeball shaving, he has never injured anyone. At least nobody that could tell about it, you know. Eyeball shaving was used in hospitals in the early 20th century to treat trachoma, a bacterial condition that is most common infectious cause of blindness in the world. Eyeball shaving.
I've never heard of anything like why.
I hadn't either.
Put a blade on.
Yeah, I don't even think I could handle LASIK surgery, let alone having some. How old is it? 62 years old. You get 62 years old, you get a little shaky. I don't know if I'd want some.
No.
I mean, even if I were to try to touch my eyeball. That does not feel comfortable. I don't know how. I mean, do they have to numb it?
No, I think it just goes right. I don't know. I didn't.
What happened to tears?
Didn't get into all. Yeah, isn't that how it's supposed to clean?
Yeah.
But no, apparently you can shave. Now I've let my beard grow kind of wild. I've never had to shave my eyeballs.
No.
So that's yeah. As soon as I heard about that, I was like, that's just I hate to shave anyway.
Right.
Let alone shaving my eyeballs.
Imagine
now
having
have to Google this.
Yeah.
Imagine having like eye razor burn.
Yeah, that'd be bad. How do you put aftershave? That would burn right there.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Well, now, are you Googling it now? Is that what you're?
No.
Okay, good.
I'll
Because
Google
this
it.
is a live radio broadcast. We can't have on-air Googling.
No.
I don't even know what you were talking about during the break, but we can't have on-air Googling as well as that. So, now you're putting your headphones on to make sure you can't. We've upset her. She's putting her on her earmuffs.
I was wondering, these were not here last time.
It's like, I don't want to hear these guys.
These were not here last time. I was just wondering, what are they for?
For the radio show, so you can put them on and listen for more clarity, except I don't like wearing them because I don't know who all's head they've been on. So, but hey, now they're on yours, so you start itching, we'll know. A recent search of a New York home's basement led to the discovery of more than half a dozen sharks swimming inside an above-ground pool. In all, 7 live sandbar sharks, as well as 2 dead leper sharks and 1 dead hammerhead shark, were found inside a LaGrangeville property on August 23rd. The home, roughly 75 miles north of New York City, was suspected of harboring illegal wildlife. The animals, which were described as swimming in a 15-feet diameter pool, were captured with ease, which is in quotation, so I'm not sure if they really meant that or not. Except being sarcastic, yeah, it's easy to catch a shark. Before being measured, tagged, and having their blood taken, because, I mean, yeah, you don't want to let some shark go out there with a bunch of blood. That'd just get messy. Did you get that blood from those sharks? Yep, they're good now. They were transported to Long Island Aquarium in Riverhead. So how do you get how many sharks was it? There were 7 live ones.
Oh God.
Yeah, 7 live ones, 2 dead leopard sharks, and 1 dead hammerhead in your basement. I've had some flooding in my basement, but never sharks.
No. I mean, just
Apparently, they were in an above-ground pool in the basement, so they actually went and put an above-ground pool in their basement just for the sharks.
Wow.
And it still wasn't enough because 3 of them died. I don't know.
Try tuna fish. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, did they not see Sharknado? Did they not know that nothing good could come?
Yeah, I was actually thinking, did they not see? I can't even think of the name of it now. Ace Ventura. You don't want to keep sharks in your basement in a tank. That's dumb.
Yeah,
because you're gonna get some weirdo creeping around.
Right.
Yeah, I don't understand the hobbies that some people have.
Jim Carrey showing up at the doorstep.
No, who wants a pool in your basement? I mean,
I'd love an indoor pool. I just wouldn't want the sharks in there.
No, but it was in the basement, right?
It was in the basement. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go,
head
honey.
to the basement and go swimming.
Yeah.
Nice sunny day outside.
Yeah, in the basement. What?
Well, you'd have to put some heat lamps up or something.
This story has multiple things that don't make sense.
Yeah, there are a lot of layers to this.
It wasn't The Onion, was it?
No. This was not an Onion story. This was I can't even remember where anymore. It might have been Onion. I don't know. But it's not quite dumb enough to be Onion.
You're spreading fake news. Dang it.
Yeah, well, Trump will be upset, and we don't want to upset him.
Maybe a little.
Let's see. This is a long story here, and we will probably end with this one, just because it's a long story and it's kind of strange. Earlier this week, Liam Smythe, a grad student at Britain's University of Bristol, had a nice dinner with a woman he met on Tinder. The night was still young, so he invited her over to his house to drink wine and watch a documentary about Scientology, because why not? If you're gonna get drunk with somebody you met on Tinder, you might as well watch a documentary on Scientology. At some point in the evening,